But before he comes on, I got a couple questions of my own here that I'd like to ask you three. First one goes out to you, Cluster. A lot of, you know, fathers out there have sons, and the first thing they do is they're like, my sons are going to be the next, great NFL, college football players and stuff like that. Was that something that you had wanted, or is it just something that happened, or how did you go about, or how did your young men, go to, becoming, great football players?
Well, good question, Riff and Raff. I would say if you are any parent out there, if you're training your kids to be D1 athletes, I feel sorry for the kids because that's just not something you can predict. That's not something that you can train a kid to be. I just don't believe in that. I always wanted to see the boys have a good time. Now, it's not until they get a little older, then you can kind of see what direction they're going in. You can see their athletic ability, you can see where their mind is, and then we can start talking about it a little bit deeper. But up until ninth, 10th grade, kids should just be having fun, learning the fundamentals, and learning how to work with the team, learning competitiveness and toughness. That's me. That's me. Not everybody has that mindset, but I saw a lot of parents early on burning their kids out by putting them in all kind of training and doing all kind of things that could really make a kid say, this is more like a job than fun. So I just think that kids have to, they have to be having fun first. They have to love the game, and then from there you can kind of determine what's going to happen.
Brother Johnson.
Are you there? I see you. I'm not sure.
Can you hear me?
Testing. Are you there?
I'm here.
I see him. I see him online, but I'm not hearing him yet.
We don't need AD. We can do it without him. Come on, man. You can run it, man. Let's do it.
All right, sounds good. and Cade and Keegan, you guys are there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, this is actually going to be probably the question of the night for you guys. Who are the better golfers? The Davis boys or the Johnson boys?
Oh wow, that's tough. Well, I just know that the Davis boys are definitely out on the course a lot more than the Johnson boys. But I mean, when I get out on the course, I can make something happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
because
go.
that Keegan guy, or Keegan Davis, he talks a lot of junk on the golf course. I have to experience that all the time. And then you get Aiden in there and he starts talking how great they are and how they're gonna beat us. But time and time again, me and the old man, Mr. Davis, we go out there and we just keep on winning. We got the season 1-0 now. So I was thinking about that today. I was like, I wonder who the better golfers are.
That's the best right there. We grew up with the Davis brothers, so we've got a lot of good times, and we definitely have a lot of competitive stories within our little bunch. So
That's
absolutely
awesome. All right.
Hey, Raff.
I see Aaron.
You can't hear me?
I think we're working. Can you hear me now, AD?
I can hear you.
Yep, still got no volume. I see him. And our producer Harrison, he is working feverishly right now to
How about this,
get
Ralph?
this issue corrected.
Can you hear me?
But I guess I will go on to another. We're almost with you, AD. We're getting closer.
What about now?
So I guess
what I could talk about is one of the main reasons why we came to the show this evening. I don't know if he shared that with you.
Oh yeah, there is an event taking place coming up here really soon. I'll let you introduce it if you'd like to.
Absolutely. Cade or Keegan, do you guys want to?
Yeah, I mean, I can start us off. So we're blessed to have the privilege to kind of run this is our first annual camp. And me and Keegan just kind of got together with our dad and mom, and we talked through some things, and we're going to be hosting our first annual Johnson Brothers camp. So this is like really special for us because just growing up in the Bellevue, Papillion, just Omaha metro community, it's been a pleasure for us. And basically this is just an opportunity for us to give back to the community. And we have like a lot of special treats coming in. We've got players from the former Bronco, current Seahawk, Noah Fan is coming. Arlen Bruce from the Iowa Hawkeyes. He starts alongside Keegan. He's coming into town. We have a couple more. Bellevue West head coach Michael Huffman, and there's many more. Got a bunch of members of those 94, 95 national championship teams. And so this is going to take place June 18th at Bellevue West High School. And it's going from 6 to 8:30, and it's ages 10 to 18. So this is just really like big for us. And we're just super excited. We've got a bunch of people signed up so far, and we're just really looking to pour back into the community in which we grew up in, we were raised in, and so that's just kind of the rundown. Keegan, if you want to add anything, or Dad.
Yeah, I think Kay hit it on the head. Just a great opportunity for us to give back to a community that kind of raised us and molded us, and I don't know, just any way sharing things from our game and with the other people coming, just being able to give back to these kids. And it's a wide age of kids, and but I mean, Kay really covered most of it. Just an opportunity for us to give back to the community that kind of shaped us and our game and where we grew up as. So,
I think I'm on here.
Oh, we got AD.
I'll add on to that if possible. So just to go in a little bit depth about the camp, we've been really trying to plan and make sure it's something worth the kids' time and the parents. We want to make sure when they come that it's high pace and a great learning atmosphere. So we just want to make sure those kids want to come back the next time, because when they're done, we want them to be tired. We want them to make sure that, man, I learned a lot. I got to see a lot of great players, and we could take this information that we use and just make ourselves better. And that's really what it's all about ultimately, not only giving back, but when you go to a camp, any kid that goes to the camp, when you leave, you want to say, man, I learned quite a bit of things that I didn't realize. Some of these kids think that they're really good already, but you get in front of some guys that have gone to that next level, you start to see some of the little nuances that you didn't realize you didn't know. So that's what this is all about also.
How do I sound on here?
Oh, you sound amazing. Aaron Davis, welcome to the show, brother.
Man, it's been a blazing trip and running to get here, but nevertheless, I want to thank Cluster and the boys, my little god brothers, my little godsons for being on there. When I tell you what, when Keegan came on, I thought it was Barry White. His voice was all deep. I was like, who was that on there on the mic? I want to say this to you, and Cluster, you answered this already a little bit about raising, the boys for to do things they wanted to do and not forcing them to be out there, but something they really have passion about. I want to bring this back to the boys. And I want to bring this first question. Keegan or Kate, one of you both can answer it. Love you both, miss you both, crazy proud of you both. But Keegan and Kate, I'm going to ask you this. You guys were Bellevue West natives. That's all you know was Bellevue West. Obviously other places when you were kids, but how was it for you guys? I want each one of you to take a chance, a turn answering this. You figure your father, me and your dad go back. We've known each other longer than we haven't known each other now. But you look at a guy to where wrestling, sensational, track sensation, football, of course, sensation. Your uncles, Silva, and those guys there at Bellevue. Did either one of you guys, when did you realize that, man, my dad was pretty dang good when he was in high school?
I think the biggest thing for me is, you go to high school and, every single jersey number is anybody can wear it except for one number, and it's number 1 at Bellevue West football. And that's my dad's number, and it's retired, and he's the only single number that's retired. And then I just remember attending he was in like the first class for the Hall of Fame at Bellevue West. And, that's just crazy to me, like walking every day at high school. Like my dad either drops me off or I see him in the morning, and then I go to school and I see him all over the wall. So I just knew that he left a legacy, and it's special and unique. And it's pretty cool to hear people just talk about him from back in the day in high school and then just further on into college. So, I mean, it was a really just awesome. I couldn't ask for a better high school career, and I couldn't ask to go to a better high school, for a matter of fact. So,
love it. Love it. What about you, Gabe?
For me, Gabe kind of said what I was going to say was, like growing up, I guess my father was doing more like trying to help our game and didn't really talk much about his high school experience. So when I first got to high school, I think the first thing you notice is just when you look at the walls. And it's not just football, like wrestling, track, and you just like kind of start to realize like how much of a multi-sport athlete he was. And also when you have like your PE teachers, like the old wrestling coach and things like that, you hear stories and just about how dynamic of an athlete he was. And I think, that was just really eye-opening, just when you don't really know, a whole lot about what he did in high school. And it's kind of surreal, honestly, when, some of my teachers, and I'm sure some of Cave's teachers were his coaches when he was in high school, and you get to hear those stories about his time in Bellevue West back in the Stone Ages. So I think that's the cool part.
I love it. You said the Stone Ages. When we was listening to
I'm gonna let that slide.
let that slide. Hey, fellas, your dad also had one of the smoothest curls back in the day.
That's what I heard. He had the Gumby before all those Central basketball players. They just brought it back in style, but he had it way back.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Kate, he was rocking that 30 years ago, bro.
We all had a high top.
Yeah, we did.
If I could add to a little bit of that, AD.
Yes, please.
One of the things that I just am not really big on, and it took a while for me to even put up memorabilia. I just wasn't really big on displaying things that happened in the past. I don't know. I always feel like my best life is ahead of me. So why am I focusing on what I did in the past? So that's kind of, and that's just me. That's part of what my personality is. But my wife convinced me to, hey, these are some cool things. Why don't you? They're sitting in the box and it's taking up a lot of space. So either throw this stuff away or put it up on the wall. So the ultimatum was the trash versus putting it on the wall. So we just put it up.
You know what, Cluster? I think that's obviously I don't have even close to the accolades you have athletically, but I think it's a competitive thing in that, and I'm not comparing generations, but there's a lot of Uncle Ricos walking around, from that movie Napoleon Dynamite. They're 25 years past high school, but they're still talking about what they did in high school and not doing a whole lot now. I have a helmet in my office that's half Oklahoma, half Nebraska. It's half and half, and it's signed by all the Heisman Trophy winners from both teams. But other than that, that's about it, But as I've gotten older, Cluster, I think you would remember this when Coach Osborne, we won the first one in '94. Cade and Keegan, we were in the locker room, and your dad was showering because he played. I didn't shower. I didn't play. I was ready to go to South Beach personally, but that's another story. But I remember Coach Osborne telling us, he said, guys, the older you get, the more you're going to appreciate what you did tonight on this field. And I think that's something what Cluster just said. The older we get, we kind of appreciate those accolades more than we did at the time, because we were still, when we received them, we were still striving for more. And I think there's a lesson in that, even with you two young athletes and all those young athletes that'll be at your camp and those that are listening. There's nothing wrong with current accolades and current rings and awards. Those things are nice. But if you get too fixated on those things, it prevents you from looking ahead towards the things you still want to attain. So I think there's a healthy perspective what Clester mentioned there. I want to throw this really back to the boys too, real quick. Kate, I'm gonna bring this to you, man. You were a phenomenal player in college. I mean, just phenomenal, Kate. I mean, just some of the things you heard. Well, he's not tall enough, he's not big enough, and he's not this enough. And you used all of that for fuel to where the things that people started to see, in particular at the combine, was this kid is fast, he's strong, and you got bigger, but he doesn't drop footballs. What was the biggest adjustment for you from going to college and going to pros? What was the biggest adjustment for you?
I think for me it's all about mindset, because you get to a place like just being in the National Football League in general is every player is good. Every player was an All-American at his school. Every player, has money. Everyone, it's egos. So really what it's about is just hard work and just knowing who you are. And so just like carrying in through my first year is, I just never, wanted to lose touch with who I was as a person. Just keeping my circle close. I talk to my parents quite a bit. Surrounding yourself with good people like that, it helps too. It's having guidance and mentors. It's like, for me, it was super easy because I have my pops, and he was a part of a winning culture just growing up in college. So, AD, you're one of them, for example. Keith Mercer Elite, just like a bunch of guys like that are, in your corner, and they have success stories for you to hear, and always motivation. So I would say I can't put my thing on a single thing that's helped me, but yeah, I would say it's a cumulative of things, and just like going about the process and just being about your business like every day. And that's the crazy thing, the nenext day isn't guaranteed. The NFL is not for long, so you really just got to take care of your business every day. You got to put food on the table for your family every day.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So, Cade, I have got to ask. This is the part of the show where I declare that I'm a Denver Broncos fan, and they got a new quarterback this year coming in, and I was just wanting to see what your thoughts on that guy was. I believe his name is Russell Wilson, I believe.
Yeah. It was really cool learning from him, from a first-year player, and just being in the facility with greats like him and Bobby Wagner, and just learning about their business day by day. So, the Denver Broncos, they got a great player, and it's a little bittersweet in Seattle, but good things are coming for both organizations, and we're looking forward to playing them at week 1.
All right. Well, we have got to take our first break here, but we will be back here in about 5 minutes after we pay some bills with the Johnson men, and we will talk to you here in a second.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue-at-home store, Lincoln's new premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneers in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I could actually start ordering entering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at copplecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
The problem is when NIL was first instated, the NCAA was just like, okay, well, we're taking a step back. Go ahead, do it. You guys handle everything you want, universities, and feel free to deal with this as you see fit.
In my opinion, when you insert that word contract and you have an agent, that's when it becomes more professional-like and less about a college athlete making some money off of their name, image, and likeness.
Weekdays from 2 to 3 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans, it's a story that rings true. We learn to endure the heat in silence. We apply what we learn to life, the bills, the job, the family, things we're expected to handle with ease. When life heats up around us, we just try to stay afloat. We let the water boil. Reaching out isn't easy, but you've never been interested in easy. You join because you are not afraid of hard work. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait until the water boils. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Now back to Riffin with Raff and AD on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again, riffing with Raff and AD on this Wednesday night, the quickest 2 hours of the week. We're joined by the Johnson men. I said boys earlier, but I know it's men. But we have the guys on the show tonight, and they're here to talk a little bit about the Johnson Brothers football camp that's taking place on June 18th. I was just going to ask you guys if there's anybody like in Lincoln or the surrounding areas that would want to participate. Do you guys have a website, a phone number, or somewhere where they can get in touch with you guys to get signed up for the camp?
Okay. I'll go.
Yeah. We have
okay.
Go ahead, Keegan.
Yeah. So if you want to sign up, it's on a website called Eventbrite. So the actual link, if you were to go to my social media page, Kay's social media page, or my dad's social media page, would be Cluster Johnson. I mean, the link should be posted somewhere on there. We sent out several tweets, and I think it's in most of our bios. So that would be the easiest way to sign up.
All right.
The website is called Eventbrite also.
All right, perfect. And I've been blasting you guys out that you're going to be on the show tonight. So if anybody sees Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, just go to their social media and you can get signed up for the camp. It goes, I believe, from 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. at Bellevue West.
Correct. Ages 10 to 18, but we've made some exceptions for some kids 8 and 9 also that showed a little interest. So we'll make sure everybody's divided up into their the right age groups, and everybody will have similar skill sets. So we want to make sure that everybody gets something really good out of this camp. So.
Fellas, what skills and drills will you be doing? Would it be strictly position based on receiver? Or would it be various positions, various skills that you'll be teaching? How is that going to look?
Guys? Yeah. So basically, what it is we're going to work. So we're also going to have quarterbacks at the camp. There's some kids that play quarterbacks, but mostly what we're working on is wide receivers. So we're going to have like different wide receiver drills where we have a bunch of different stations, and each player is really going to get good critique and just like different ways to like grow. And so like obviously we know that 10 through let's say 13, 14-year-old is not going to have the same mindset when it comes to football as a high schooler. So all the older guys at our camp, and we're basically just going to divide them up into groups and kind of just teach them their own thing that they can take away. And we really just we're really harping on, we just want to compete. We want to have a good time. And we want the players that come to the camp to learn. We want them to grow, and we want them to get good work in. So that's the main goal and purpose of the camp, and just obviously giving back to the community. So
more specifically, I'll add a few things to what Kay said, but obviously route running, blocking. We will have a jug out there, and what am I missing? Route running.
Receivers block.
We're also doing different competitions.
One-on-one
camp. We're going to have one-on-ones as well as camp's fastest man, and the Seahawks and other sponsors that we have been we've been fortunate enough to get prizes and different like cool things to give out to campers. So we're really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, AD releasing, which is a real big key to being a receiver. And I told the boys, and I still say it to me and Keegan was just out throwing the ball a few days ago, and I told him that we would be at home releasing on doors. We're walking through the, we're eating the training table, releasing on each other. Those are the kind of habits that Coach Brown had us in.
What's funny about that is we'll be at the lounge every once in a while, and I'll see AD releasing on one of the chairs, and I'm like, "What is he doing?" I'm like, "Oh my god, he's still working on getting off the line of scrimmage."
Hey,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, it was a habit for me for a long time. I would see a door, and I just had to release on it.
Yeah, you know what though? It shows you the type of dedication you have to have towards it when you do something as repetitive as we did. It's almost like tying your shoe. You don't even think about when you bend down and tie your shoe, you just tie it. We would in Cluster, we laugh, and Kate and Keegan, we laugh. But and Chris will tell you, I still do that. I'll just be, and sometimes in the airport. Now this is really messed up. I'll be in the airport sometimes, just going. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm walking through an airport and I'm shaking my head. My hands are moving. People.
It's muscle memory, is what it is.
It is. It's
just
muscle memory.
You've done it for so long, for so many
Yes.
years.
Yes.
And then you had your coach. All you can do is have your coach is talking to you, because I remember watching film, and if you didn't do it right, he had a specific name that he would call you.
Oh yeah.
You know, Jack the Bear.
Jack the Bear.
Ed the Wino. You get a name for a bad release. So.
Yes. And that stuck with you. And I think that's something, you look at the skills that Keegan and Kate that you have right now, and you developed them for a number of years now. There's a great book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers. And he mentions once you've done something for 10,000 hours, you become an expert at or close to world class in doing that thing, or just very good at that habit, whatever it may be. If you've done it more than 10,000 hours, and you think about that, all the thousands of hours that Caden, Keegan, and Klesh, you as well, and CJ Jr. as well, has put in towards a specific skill, you just become better at that thing, is what it is. You just become better at it. Speaking of that, Keegan, actually, I want to bring this back to you, because Keegan, you were the one out of the group that was obviously the youngest. At the time, you were the youngest one, quiet. It'd always be kind of you and Naya just kind of hanging out, and you were always pretty quiet, didn't say a whole lot. Tell us what, Keith, where'd that part come from? You were always real serious. I remember even when you were a baby, I'd be trying to, coochie coo, how you doing, little buddy? You just look at me like, dude, can you just please me my tippy cup, because I'm ready to eat? All enough all this, shucking and jiving stuff. Keegan, where did the serious part of you come from?
Yeah. I mean, I really couldn't tell you where it comes from. I think more or less, not just being serious, but I think I've always just been really observant. So I think that's where something like I don't know. It's hard to think about traits about myself, because it's just who I am. But I think something I've always just been is observant. And I think I'm more a type of personality that would just sit back and kind of watch stuff and listen and absorb. And I think that sometimes I come off as quiet, but I think the people that are closest around me probably wouldn't consider me quiet, because I kind of open up more to people I'm comfortable around. But yeah, I guess I always kind of have been a little more serious, mature for my age. But I think really the main thing is just me being observant, and I just kind of, sit back and watch things and take in and, just trying to learn all the time. So, yeah.
That shows your maturity for you to say observant, because that's the best way to say it. And especially when you had two older brothers, who spoke for you quite a bit as well, so you were very good at just kind of just taking things in and looking around. And I want to bring this back to you again real fast before, Kate, we switch to you, and then we'll let you guys get out of here. I know you guys are busy. We definitely appreciate your time. Keegan, the biggest change from you, you put on a ton of muscle. I mean, just you look like an athlete, all you kids do, now, obviously you got great genes too. That obviously helps, but genes only take you so far. Basically work ethic. And as Cade mentioned, mindset has to come in, because you get to the level that you two are at. Everybody's talented, everybody's fast, everybody's big, everybody's strong. What was the biggest change for you, Keegan, to come into a Big Ten program as a freshman and have the type of year that you had? And with all the success, though, what are some of the things that you noticed that you had to improve in, though, to get to the level where to the year that you had to have?
Yeah. I think honestly the main thing for me, not even on the physical aspect, was the mental aspect. In high school, you go from maybe a few hundred people at the game to now you have tens of thousands of people at games, and then you add in social media, and there's a lot of opinions out there, good, bad, or indifferent. And I mean, if you choose to live and die by those opinions, you won't make any progress. Is something I learned, because I would get caught up in trying to listen to what everyone says and changing things, and just being true to myself is something that I had to learn. And then the physical aspect, I would say, is like you mentioned earlier, you go from you know, in high school, you're one of the better athletes on the field, if not the best athlete in the field. And then you go to the next level where everyone was the best athlete at their high school or in their state, and you learn that you're not going to win every rep. Like, every rep won't go your way. And if you, I mean, that's another thing you can't live or die by, because it's a long game. And
right.
I mean, that's one thing that I had to learn quick, that you make a mistake, you got to get over it quick, or the mistakes are just going to pile up. Because really, nobody out there cares about your feelings, or, you know, it's really just dog eat dog. And you got a bunch of people that are just as physical, just as athletic as you, and you got to have a really short-term memory. And I mean, I think that's something that I'm still learning and still working on. Not that I have it all under, you know, grips now, but I think those two things, the physical and then the mental part that I described, were the two things.
Absolutely. You know, Keegan, I like to make you mention you have to have a short memory, and you do. You have to have a very short memory, especially at the level that you're playing at. And that leads me to Cade, back to you. You know, you were just seeing you at your, you know, at the combine, you know, the clips from that, and then of course the games that you played in, and the highlight clips and things of that nature. You already mentioned the mindset that it takes, but tell us about the discipline that it takes to make it in NFL, and to make it on an NFL roster and to stay there. What's the discipline? You mentioned mindset, but are there things like, as far as time management, the crowd you're associating with, how you spend your time, how you spend your money, the people you're around? What's the discipline it takes to do that? And what are some changes you had to make in order to stay at the level that you're at right now, Kate?
Yeah, for sure. I just like going through the whole process. Just honestly, my upbringing like helped me out like a lot, because you see guys that surround themselves with the wrong crowds, and then you know, that comes to light. But my parents always just taught me, like, you want to surround yourselves with the right people, like people who are going to be in a good, who have good reputations. And so like for that, like my transition just through life, and you know, building my relationship with Christ, just a whole bunch of like just little things that I just like looked on to improve in my life. And I mean, discipline is everything. I think just in college, like I learned like discipline, and you know, I've carried it with me to the league. And like for me, and my dad always tells me, like, you know, like he taught us, like, this was his number one rule. If you're gonna do something, I don't care if it's a spelling bee, I don't care if you're riding a scooter, you're gonna give your 100%, or I'm not gonna let you do it at all. And so for me, like, I will always remember that in the back of my head, is like, I gotta listen to what my pop said. I'm representing this last name on my back, my jersey, that Johnson name. And so for me, like, I just carry that with me every day. And just like knowing my identity, who I am as a person, just being confident with my abilities and my mindset, and you know, the discipline just falls in with that. And just like I said earlier, just being about your business every single day. So
all right, well, we have actually got to take another break. Can we bring you guys back for one little short segment? We can review all the football camp details one more time.
Of course.
Why not? Sure.
All right, sounds good. What we'll do is we'll go to break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll cover all the points of the Johnson Brothers football camp when we get back.
Hey, sports fans, Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour, and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue at home store, Lincoln's new premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneers in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
WWE returns with the Lincoln debut of Monday Night Raw, June 20th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You'll see the return of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. He'll go one-on-one with Seth freaking Rollins.
You're on.
Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair.
WEST.
Randy Orton and Riffin.
RK Bros.
Becky Lynch, and more. Tickets start at $20. Get yours now at Ticketmaster.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Clearing skies and a very comfortable June day on the way as we'll top out near 78. Winds out of the north at around 15, occasionally gusting near 20. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to 57. We'll see a chance of thunderstorms moving back into the region by tomorrow afternoon with a high of around 82. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to Riffin with Raff and AD on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again on the Wednesday night Riffin with Raff and AD. We're here tonight with the Johnson men, and they are here talking about the Johnson Brothers football camp that will be taking place on June 18th. Guys, I think we've covered most of it at Bellevue West, between ages 10 and 18, but there can be exceptions, I guess.
Yes. We will make exceptions.
I'm going to ask. Go ahead,
go
Ralph.
on.
Go ahead,
Nope.
Ralph.
You're good, AD.
I'm going to ask this question. With this camp coming up, man, like I mentioned, you're going to do different skills drills. There'll be the fastest man, Kate mentioned the fastest man that's going to be there, 10 to 18 with some exceptions of those younger if they have a strong desire to participate. There'll be quarterbacks there working on drills, working on releases, working on blocking, which is essential. Let me ask you guys this, though, as those kids come in there. And you and Cluster, you mentioned this earlier that you want them to walk away with some tools and some experience and memories. But if there's one thing that you could share with each one of those kids, I know you'll be sharing with them too while they're there. Try to teach them life principles. And I want to say this too: it's where we get to thank our family in public. And Cluster, like I said, we've known each other longer than we haven't known each other. I watched how you raised those boys, and just always there. No matter where they played, you were there. Travel expenses, you were always there. And I'm going to say kudos to you, brother. And Keegan, Cade, I think you know the story. Keegan, you may not. I remember the night that Keegan was born. I was watching CJ Cluster Jr. He was in his crib. And he was just smiling, had no idea what was about to take place. And I'm holding him. That little knucklehead would not go to sleep. So I'm just holding him. And I'm thinking, this little dude has no idea.
When Cade was born.
When Cade was born. Yeah, not Keegan, Cade. I get them all mixed up. I sound like my mom now. Other boy, other girl, you know who you are. Get over here. I sound like them. But I remember that night they were born. And obviously I remember that when Kigo was born. And I look at what they're all doing right now, and you kind of see the fruits of all the wisdom coming to fruition. Just listening to them talk tonight, and just the maturity in the just they're galvanized in their faith and their personalities, who they are. They know who they are as men. With all that said, you guys are family. I love you guys to death. What is one thing, if each one of you could take maybe 30 seconds? What is the message you're going to share with those kids at the end of camp, as something they can take with them, they'll remember for the rest, not just for the rest of the summer, but maybe for the rest of their teenage years? I remember I went to the Johnsons football camp, and I'll never forget what Keegan said, what Cade said, what CJ said, what Mr. Johnson said. Start with you first, Papa. What's one thing you're going to impart to them? If you can take 30 seconds to do that, and Cade and Keegan, you guys be on deck.
I will say this. This is an old cliche, and everybody will feel it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right.
That being said, there's a lot of parents out there that want and wish their kids to be these special athletes, but that kid has to want to do it. So my message would be, your desire to play has to be within you. Nobody can force you to do this, because you have to be out there. You have to be enjoying this. And the number one thing I probably didn't say I want to get across in this camp is just to have fun. Okay, you want to have fun doing it. And the best thing, when I remember camps that I went to, I learned a lot, but I also had a lot of fun, which drove me to want to do it more. So my daddy can't make me do it. My mommy can't make me do it. And I know there's a lot of parents out there that really pushes sports on their kids. But my advice would be, make sure they're having fun and that they're doing it and that they want to do it.
I love it, man. Wise advice. Wise advice. Tater, what about you?
Yeah, I just want to come on here and say, just for lastly, is you get out what you put in. And like, if you care about your craft and you care about just your future in sports, I mean, we didn't just wake up one day and had all this success. Like, there was a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and just like Keegan, for example, like he eats weights like before he goes to bed. Like, I've never seen him just chill. Like, when you want it that bad and you want to succeed, you get out what you put in. So that's all I gotta say.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, and lastly, my advice would probably be that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And what I mean by that is, like, growing up, you'll see kids that are that hit, growth spurts early, puberty early. They're bigger than you, they're stronger than you, and it might seem intimidating. Like, man, I'm never. Look at this kid. Like, I'm not. Like, maybe this isn't my thing. These kids are so much faster, stronger than me, and like, everyone blooms at a different time, and that doesn't mean like the work you're putting in at the moment is irrelevant, or it doesn't matter, or it's never going to pay off. I think the main thing is that it's a marathon, it's a long race, and you never know when the break will be. But if you stay true to it, like, the break will come, no matter what level or what it is, even more than just football. I think if you just stay true to it and that break will come. So yeah.
I love it.
All right, guys. Well, we really appreciate you being on with us here tonight. The Johnson Brothers football camp. You can go to Eventbrite to sign up for that, and we'll definitely have you guys on again, and we will go to break.
Johnson Brothers,
Brown
appreciate you
Shoes
guys.
is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Jake Sorensen. Meat is the absolute best Father's Day gift ever. And here's a little gift-giving wisdom from Omaha Steaks. Dads do indeed want steaks. And with Father's Day around the corner, there is not a better gift than Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com and type Jake in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package. For just $99, this limited time package includes 16 mouth-watering entrees he's guaranteed to love, like smoky, tender bacon wrapped filet mignons, gourmet jumbo franks, and their air-chilled boneless chicken breast. And for a sweet finish, delicious caramel apple tartlets. As a special gift to my listeners, when you type Jake in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package, you'll also get 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com and type Jake in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package. You'll get 16 entrees and 4 desserts plus 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers. That's omahasteaks.com. Keyword Jake.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue-at-home store, Lincoln's new premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneers in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
I present the fruitcake. Long the subject of jokes, ridicule, derision, but did the fruitcake accept its place in the culinary totem pole? No! The fruitcake sought to rise to its full potential at Beatrice Bakery. Premium nuts, high-quality fruits, and the delectable trio of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Grandma's fruitcake is no punchline, but a decadent treat that packs a punch of flavor.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit wesaysaveit.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to Riffin with Raff and AD. Coming to you live from the Copple Chevrolet GMC studios. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Now here's former Huskers, Chris Raff and Aaron Davis.
All right, we're back again. It's Wednesday night. It's Riffin with Raff and AD. It's the quickest 2 hours of the week. AD is in Springfield, Illinois, the land of Lincoln. I am in Lincoln, Nebraska. So, AD, I'm not sure what you would like to talk about first. Do we talk about you leaving the PGA Tour and joining the Live Tour? Or do we talk about, I noticed when I walked in tonight, they are doing predictions for the 2022-23 Nebraska football season. So I'll let you choose what we talk about first, because I think we probably owe it to ourselves to do a much too early season Nebraska football prediction.
We got a lot of things we're going to be riffing about, pun intended, riffing about. We got a bunch of things we're going to be riffing about. You know, dude, when I talked to you, Raff, to the listeners out there, if you're traveling, so as Raff would say, it's been nuts. I mean, this week, the past couple of weeks have actually been crazy with travel. I was in Vermont. So, Raff, bro, I'm telling you, to the listeners out there, I've been to Vermont before, but I've never been up to this part of it. So I flew into Burlington, Vermont, and I'm staying at this resort in the mountains where the conference is at, where I was speaking about. But, I didn't get there. My flight was delayed, etc. That's a long story. So I'm driving up through the mountains, and it's dark. I mean, dark. A deer runs out. Not a problem. We got deer in Nebraska. I've seen deer before, so ain't no problem. So I'm not going very fast because you're in the mountains. You don't know where you're going. They have all these different, facilities located in different areas. And not even 10 minutes later, and I'm just kind of going maybe 15, 20 miles per hour, if even that. And I'm just kind of looking at the lodging signs because it's dark. I don't know where I'm going. Freaking black bear rolls right across the highway. Hey, bro, man, you talking about white knuckling it. When a black man starts getting white hands, he's scared because a brother was scared. Man, I'm gripping that steering wheel like this, like, man, this place has got to be somewhere close. Raff, think about that, dude. Now, when I've been in Montana, I've seen moose, out in the fields or nothing like that, but I seen them there. There's a moose. It wasn't like you're just driving in some place you don't know where you're going and a bear just runs out across the road, man. I mean, honestly, dude, that one shook me. I'm laughing about it, but that one shook me a bit. And when I finally found the lodge I was staying at, it's off season. It's a huge ski resort. It's called Sugar Bush. Huge ski area, but it's off season, so nobody's up there. I finally found the lodge I was staying at. Not a single car in the driveway. Folks, I mean, not a single car. And by this time, it's like 12:15, 12:30 at night. Okay.
Was it called the Bates Hotel?
No, yeah.
Did Norman come and fluff your pillows?
Hey, Raff, hey, bro. I was so scared, man. Because then I'm scared to get out of my car because just 2 miles down the road, I just seen a bear. The lodge has no cars in the parking lot. It's lit, but there's no cars in the parking lot. So it is the exact address. So I pulled my car, the rental car up as close to those doors as I could. Who knows, man? There might be some more. There are definitely bears out there. So I duck in real fast. I walk up the stairs. Raff, I'm going to show you these pictures, man. I walk upstairs to the lobby, to the area. Nobody. There's a sign that looks like this with directions. After hours, please call this courtesy number. So I called the courtesy number. And the lady, her name was Emily. I'll never forget because my sister's name is Emily. She goes, "Oh, Mr. Davis," she goes, "we're sorry, but yeah, we don't occupy the desk after, I don't know, like 9 or something like that. It's well past 9. But your keys are on the front desk." I'm like, what type of place is this? So my keys are laying there. This place I think can have 50 or 60 people in it. I am the only person in this entire building. I mean, the only one. Not a lick of coffee to be found in that sucker. No snacks. And I wasn't going back outside because I was already scared of the bear. You know, I'm like, I'm just going to eat here. I was eating certs like there was beef jerky, man, and just drinking water out of my flask. But it was a fun trip. It was a crazy trip. Obviously, I'm at a hotel here in Springfield, Illinois. Flew into St. Louis, made that drive. Been catching up on a lot of sports, man. I've had some time, of course, on the road. Raff, before I go there, I want to make sure people go to the Lincoln Honda Lincoln Hotline 242-464-5685. Make sure I got that right. 402-464-5685. That's the Honda Lincoln Hotline. Or if you want to text the Starter Hammond Hotline, it's the same number. I actually did what we talked about, favorite sports movies. I watched one of them. Each week, I'm going to try to watch one of the greats. And
which one did you watch, AD?
We Are Marshall.
Ah.
Bro. I was on the airplane almost in tears, man. I ain't going to front. My eyes got watery. Because it seems kind of ironic that I'm watching a movie about a plane that goes down on an airplane. And I mean that in all seriousness. I'm like, man, that's not really good to be watched. But like you mentioned, you didn't give it away. You just said, dude, they don't even, it's just a real quick scene. But right away, I started thinking about my teammates. Even Cluster Johnson, who we had on before, was my teammate at Nebraska as well. I can't imagine losing basically all your teammates, your coaches, with the exception of one, boosters, your athletic director. It was hard for me to grasp that. But dude, as I was watching that movie, there were so many lessons in there. And I even I even took some notes, dude. I mean, just, I was just, it's kind of this part, post movie, if you would. But I was thinking about that. And for the folks who haven't seen the movie, without giving it away, it's a true story of the 1970 Marshall football team, University of Marshall. In fact, Randy Moss played at Marshall. Who else? We got another famous quarterback that played at Marshall.
Chad Pennington.
Pennington had played there. They won some.
Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich played there. But it was a crash. I don't want to give it away. You got to watch the movie. But Jack Lingell, the coach that was played by Matthew McConaughey, Chief, the way that he even had his mouth fixed a certain way was beautiful. I love that. Jack Lingell, a quote that he said in there, Raff, he goes, check this out. One day, not today, not tomorrow, not this season, probably not next season either, but one day you or I are going to wake up and suddenly we're going to be like every other team and every other sport where winning is everything and nothing else matters. And when that day comes, well, that's when we'll honor them. Dude, there were so many powerful quotes in that movie. I got a ton more. I'm not going to belabor the point because for the sake of time, but man, for sure, one of my favorite sports movies, folks. My next one on deck is Field of Dreams. And folks, again, text us in some of your favorite sports movies. I'm open. I'm going to try to watch at least one a week as I'm traveling or just even as I'm just downtime, just away from monitors and all the rest of that stuff, just to watch something that's inspiring, that's encouraging, in this sometimes down and dark, depressing world that we can live in at times. Find something to encourage your heart, make you laugh, make you cry happy tears, or just, encouragement tears. But We Are Marshall, when they said that, I was like, I had literally had goosebumps in one of the scenes when they yelled that out, We Are Marshall. I was like, wow, powerful. So I appreciate the recommendation, brother. Appreciate it. And folks, you keep those recommendations coming in.
And then there was even a appearance by a former Florida State football coach.
Yes. I don't want to tell him. Maybe you want to tell him. I don't want to tell him.
Oh no, I would just say that there was an appearance by a former Florida State coach in the We Are Marshall. That was pretty cool.
It was very cool. It was very cool. And I didn't know that was coming. And just the kind gesture he played in homage to Marshall was just, I was just sitting there like, wow. And you know what, Raff? Didn't even surprise me, man. Didn't surprise me one bit.
Ooh, we got a movie in for Necessary Roughness, the Scott Bakula film from the 90s.
I forgot. I gotta write that one down. Necessary Roughness.
Yeah. I believe Kathy Ireland was the extra point and field goal kicker for that squad.
I got to check that one out, dog.
She could kick the ball. I mean, Nebraska was looking for a kicker last year. Maybe we should have given Kathy a call, see if she'd come in and kick those for us.
Okay, dude. Let's talk some Husker football before we get into the live whole debacle, whatever you want to call it.
Well, they're doing a competition here. They're predicting the season schedule. So we've got predictions by all the guys here, and I see that our names are on the board. So I was like, well, maybe I should just ask AD tonight, and we could go run through the schedule, and we could each figure out what our predictions are for the season upcoming.
Okay, Raff, before we even get let's think about this. You know, I was listening to a lot of the other my head aside, I gotta take my hat off now, man. I've had that hat on a long time the past day on these planes.
I think you need a haircut.
I know, man. You know what I need? I forgot my other razors at the house. So, but
is that gray hair?
No, man. You gotta have hair to have gray hair.
Join the club, AD.
Hey, I gotta share this though, Raff. Hey, dude, I just noticed you shaved it off.
I got some scruff a little bit.
Would you shave the beard off?
This morning. It was getting a little
when
thick
you
in the
mentioned
grays.
that, I just thought about that, man. Hey, you got to tell them, man, what one little girl was calling you at my daughter's graduation party, though, when you had your beard.
Oh man. So
tell the story, dog.
I like kids. They're fun. I mean, I'm a great uncle. I tell everybody that. Great uncle. And little girl walks up and I'm like trying to get her attention, and she's not having any of it. And finally she comes up and she goes, Santa? And I'm like, oh my goodness. So the entire time while we're at Naya's graduation party, she is coming up to me and telling me what she wants for Christmas. You think that this would stop after, the first time, but this went on for a good 3-4 hours. Then as she's getting ready to leave that night, she comes up to me again and she's like, oh, and don't forget, I want the Barbie where you can comb the hair. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'll make sure to have that back. I'm like, so yeah. Well, Santa was at Naya's graduation party, but not no more. Now I'm shamed.
Oh man, Ralph, that is seriously, dude, one of the funniest stories, because I saw her just kind of occasionally. Obviously, I was out, had to talk to the guests, everything, but she was just infatuated by you because she thought you were Santa, just hanging out,
having a beverage,
in the lawn. Oh man, little kids keep you young, man. They keep you young. So I've been listening to a lot of, I think Athlons comes out pretty soon. The magazine. Is that out already or is that coming out? I don't think it's out yet, is it?
It's getting really close because I know that, I forgot the one big college football magazine. I just saw that they sell that for like $19.99 now for a college football preview magazine. I was like, holy cow.
How much?
Like $19.99.
I hope it looked like an old Sears catalog. I hope it's got a lot of pages for $19.95, man.
Yeah, no lie. I was like, holy cow.
So that'll be out soon because you figure we're looking at right now.
Oh yeah, they're all starting to roll out right now because we got practices starting in another preseason and stuff for NFL's like July. So we got another month and it's game on. Let's go. Let's play some football. Let's get this basketball season over.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, we got to talk about that too. It's gonna be go time very quickly for Nebraska and for just college football in general. And you think about it, I think this is one of the most anticipated football seasons in a long time. Not that we didn't have full capacity last year, but there were still some restrictions at a lot of stadiums as far as masks and distancing and things like that. I'm not saying that can't change because unfortunately we're still in a very fluid situation, as some would say. I'm not getting that rabbit hole, but I think this is the first football season we've had pre-COVID to where all checks are go. We have normalcy back as it relates to football, if you would. I'm excited for Nebraska. I'm pumped for it. I'm also want to measure this pretty closely. I don't like just going out there just saying this is what's going to happen. I don't know. I know some of our people in the media talk about what Nebraska is going to be. I don't know what we're going to be because to me, I haven't seen anything on tape yet.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a game yet. To me, it's I'm just saying everybody has their opinion, but for me, it's premature for me to make a prediction. I haven't seen a single snap. I haven't seen a single snap on offense or defense. I haven't seen, and now I trust, like I said, Ronald Reagan said this years ago. Trust but verify. It actually wasn't even him that first said it. He was told to it by another colleague. Trust but verify. I trust that the guys are down there getting coached up. They're working hard. They're busting their tails off. But verification comes on Saturdays. Not in magazines, not in social media, not all those things are nice supplements, if you would. But eventually it comes down to what happens on the field. To me, my personal opinion is, and each their own, I can't make a prediction, honestly, in good faith, because I haven't seen anything. And
well, it's a contest, and you're going to have to predict. I'm sorry, that's why they call it. That's why they call it predictions. AD. They don't call it. It's predictions. Predictions.
See,
you don't want DP and the guys all mad at you because that board has got one space there because AD can't make a prediction because he hasn't seen them on the field yet.
See, here's my thing. See, I'm a psychology guy. That's my degree in psychology. We draw a hypothesis. That's what we call it when we don't. It's an hypothesis. My hypothesis is I want to see what happens on Saturdays before I can make an educated decision. Because as of right now,
I think they call this prediction, so you don't get
Okay, here's my prediction. All right, here's what I'm going to predict.
We can go through game by game, and you can just go through real quick.
Here's what we do. You got the game. You got the schedule up. I can pull it up real fast. My phone.
Nope, I got it pulled up right now.
Oh, you should have seen the picture Jack Russell just sent us, man. We might have to post that one, Raff.
Oh boy, I'm afraid to look.
Jack, you were wrong, man.
I'm afraid to look. I'm gonna wait till the break. I don't want you to.
You better wait because Jack got us pretty back. That might be our new profile picture for the radio show.
Oh man, I would look. What the heck?
Look at that picture, bro.
Oh, good Lord.
To our listeners out there, I'm just going to tell you to our listeners on there, this picture is so classic. And this picture, Raff really does look like Santa Claus. I'm not sure who I look like right there. I look like an old Earl Campbell or somebody like that. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, man. Okay, let me see. I'm going to pull it up on my iPad. On my phone here. I got my iPad right there as well.
Well, the first game of the year is Nebraska versus Northwestern in Ireland.
Yes. And I am going to that game, and I'm excited to obviously to watch the Huskers play. I mean, to watch our home team play. But I'm also excited for the golf because me and you are avid golfers. To go to the home of golf, I'm crazy pumped about that. But even more so, Northwestern, in my opinion, this game can really set a tone. Because you think about this. Northwestern is one of those teams, okay? They like to drown you. And I've said this for years because their coach, Fitzgerald, is the type of coach he knows he's probably not going to have the most talent on his squad in the Big Ten. Not have those talent. They're going to be talented, but they're very smart. You know what I'm saying? They don't make a lot. I mean, they make mistakes, but they kind of wait for you to make mistakes. And every mistake you make, they take you further down to the water. They take you further deeper in. And the more turnovers you have, the more things you have, they get you deeper and deeper before they drown you. Before you know it, the score is 17-14 and you lose the dadgum game. And you should have blew them out by 30. You know, now I think it was great that we beat them as bad as we did last year. Rarely do we beat Northwestern like that. And it also doesn't always come down to a Hail Mary pass either by Kellogg. You know, it doesn't always happen like that either. But usually we play them pretty tight. So that game right there, to me, is a very scary game. But when you look at rosters, and especially the additions we've made through the transfer portal, I can go on and on with the names we've had there, we should win that game. In fact, I'm not going to say we should. We will win that game. So I'm just going to step out of my own comfort zone here.
There we go.
I'm just going to say, dang it, Raff. I think we should beat Northwestern. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, Akum's from Northwestern, so go Huskers. Hopefully he's not listening.
Oh, if he gets the podcast, he'll say something crazy. But go ahead.
No, I'm going to go Nebraska. I think they're going to come out just with a new attitude. And like we were talking at break, I think the defense is going to be good. And the offense we've added players, and I feel like we've graded up. If we just get a couple of those players, back from injury, I think we're there. And then we also got your wife saying that she gets to go to Ireland too, and she is super duper excited. Well, thank you for listening, Brooker T. You're the best.
Little leprechaun.
The only way she probably would not go is if there was like some party that she would need to coordinate or something.
Oh boy, we don't want that, bro.
Because nobody coordinates a party like Brooker T coordinates.
And it's gonna be top notch, right?
Okay, so we both got Northwestern down as a victory.
We got Northwestern down as a victory. I think North Dakota, this is a team to me that shouldn't come within. I mean, they shouldn't come within 21 points of us, and that's just me being honest, man. That team should not come within 21.
I'm going with the J Foreman. As long as they win by at least 1 point, I don't care.
I don't either.
Just get the win. So
I don't either.
So we got North Dakota down as a win.
Georgia Southern. That should be a win.
Yep,
that should be a win. Here to me, okay.
This is where it gets interesting.
Here's the thing. Oklahoma is in a very similar position we are as regards to quarterback. And I'm going to say ours is a better situation at quarterback because we have a guy in Casey Thompson who started at quarterback, who's played in the Big 12, who's played in big-time games before, led the Big 12, to my understanding, was in touchdowns passed or touchdowns ran or touchdowns scored.
Passes.
Touchdown pass. So he's not going to be – the lights aren't going to fluster him whatsoever. The guy's played in the Red River Shootout. He's played in big-time games.
He played a half of football about as good as you could possibly play against them last year.
And should beat them.
Yeah, so hopefully that confidence will shine through. And another thing too is if there was ever like a game that would, I'm not saying put Nebraska on the map again, but a game that would maybe the nation would maybe take notice and say something is brewing in Lincoln, Nebraska. Wouldn't a win at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska against the Oklahoma Sooners, I think that would light basically the match, that would the possibility of Nebraska doing something, in 2022. And I just think that this is the game. I was thinking about it on the way here. I'm like, I'm going Nebraska. I think that they can take Oklahoma.
Gather my thoughts here for a second. Every game we play, and I totally agree with you saying, Raff, it sets a match. It brings, I think it makes people say, what's going on over there in Nebraska? What's brewing over there, like you mentioned? Are they for real now? Are they putting themselves back on the map? Do they want to become relevant this season? What's going on? That game right there, and you cannot look past Northwestern, North Dakota, or Georgia Southern. You cannot do that. We are not in a position to look past anybody. Okay, we just can't do that.
We're just doing predictions tonight.
Yeah,
I've already stated earlier today, Nebraska football should be 100% focused on Northwestern, and that's it.
So we're going week by week.
These are predictions,
week type compartments here. So Oklahoma, I seriously believe. With the additions in particular that we've had on defense, my only question mark with us right now, I don't know what our offensive line is going to look like. That's the biggest key, because our defense was good last year, in my opinion. That's not my opinion; it's a fact. So my biggest thing is right now is our offensive line, because Oklahoma's defense is going to be rough. We know that. Their interior line will be rough, but so will ours, and we can match that right now with the additions we've got through the transfer portal and some maturity from the guys we have. I honestly see us beating Oklahoma this year. I really do. I see us beating OU.
We're both penciling us in for a W, and with that, we need to pay some bills. So what we'll do is we'll go to break, and then we'll come back and finish out our 2022 predictions.
Sounds good.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, but you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue-at-home store, Lincoln's new premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneers in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Now back to Riffin with Raff and AD on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again. It's Wednesday night. It's Riffin with Raff and AD. Quickest 2 hours in sports. Just got a message on the text line from Husker Army. They're riffing with Raff tonight and AD. We definitely need to bring in the head of Husker Army one of these nights. He can talk a little bit about his program that he's got going on. They do a lot of good stuff for the community in the state of Nebraska. AD, we're back to our predictions. We were talking at break. I might already know what my season prediction is going to be. We'll see if yours.
Big shout out to. Go ahead.
Continue on.
Big shout out to Husker Army for checking us out, though. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Maybe they'll start sharing it onto their Facebook page someday. Then we'll really be famous. It's huge. But So our next game is Indiana at Nebraska.
Here's why I personally think Indiana can be just as dangerous as those other teams that we have on there. I'm not saying it's Oklahoma, but what I'm simply saying is this. Here's why this game scares me. Okay.
Let down.
Yes. That game is right after OU. Now, granted, we have a bye week, after that game. Okay. So we play the 17th against Oklahoma. Then we have the bye week, the 27th, whatever, the 24th, would that be? And then we have Indiana. Let's say we beat the brakes off Oklahoma. Let's say we beat Oklahoma by 1 point. I don't care. Like Foreman said, I don't care if we beat it by 2 weeks. I'd rather play right away. But again, this is that verification process. Trust but verify. When you want to be considered serious, you want to be considered relevant, you want to be considered one of the best in your conference, weeks like this are not during off weeks. Off weeks are times where the guys that at this point in the time, you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were 6 games into the season. Okay. Actually, yeah, you're 5 games into the season. You can't afford a letdown to Indiana. Okay. You got to keep your spirits up. You got to get your injuries taken care of because that's part of football. Football is not a contact sport. It's a collision sport. It's physical. You have to, there's got to be, to my opinion, that's where the leaders on the team, Rashawn was talking about this earlier. That's where leaders on the team have to step up and keep guys focused and dialed in during that off week. Yeah, guys, we might not have a game this Saturday night, but that means we still got to dialed in because we got Indiana coming in here, and there's nothing more that they'd like to do to knock us off after we've just beat Oklahoma. To me, this could be a make or break game, and I mean for the entire second half of the season. I mean, you can think I'm bluffing or not. I truly believe this. You go and beat Oklahoma like we're both predicting they do, and then you lose to Indiana. Now, I'm not saying Indiana as if they're not relevant. I'm simply saying this. Indiana, to me, is very similar, at least the past couple of years. They've been very similar to Northwestern. That coach has got these rung the rag. I call it ringing the rag. He's wrung the rag out of every bit of talent that he's got on that roster, and he's squeezing every drop he possibly can get out of it. There's nothing more. I'm telling you, I guarantee you they got Nebraska marked on that calendar. All right? Like, guys, let's go ahead and blow up this block party that got going on at Memorial Stadium right now. How, with all that being said, we still should beat them.
Attaboy.
We still should beat them. That's a verification Saturday.
Another thing that I was going to say, too, about that Oklahoma game, if Nebraska beats Oklahoma, I hope the fans, they celebrate the night after the game, but I hope that there's no rushing on the field, tearing down goalposts. I hope there's none of that for that game. I know there's a lot of pent up Nebraska frustration over the last 15, 20 years, but I think by us, if we can beat Oklahoma and the celebration, downtown on O Street later that night, celebrate, have a great time, enjoy it down in the Haymarket area, enjoy it. But I hope that there's no rushing the field or tearing down goalposts or anything like that. I hope there can be no, we're Nebraska. This is what we're supposed to do attitude, because I hope that it does not happen if we do beat Oklahoma. First, we got to beat Oklahoma, but I just hope if it does happen that there's none of that craziness going on. I hope it's more of a, we've been there and we're here to do it again type thing. So
Raff, I'm with you 100% on that, man. Don't get excited about things that you're supposed to do and expected to do and said you were going to do. And I'm hoping, now granted, some folks do that, that's on them. We got to get to the point, though, and obviously the past number of years have not been the best for us at all. I mean, there's no bones about that. We're not going to mention any words about that. It hasn't been, underperformed for sure. But I want people to act like expect it.
Exactly.
Expect like you said, expect you're going to win. My dad would always tell me in high school, when I scored, obviously I never scored in Nebraska, but when I scored in high school, remember one time I did I did some type of dance in the end zone or something like that. And my dad's after the game, we're just, talking. He goes, son, you ever scored a touchdown before? First he said, good game. My dad always started with the positives. It's like, he didn't say a whole lot. He's a very quiet, laid back man. He was like, man, great game, son, everything. We're just talking. He goes, hey, you ever scored a touchdown before? I'm like, yeah, Pops, I just scored the other night. He goes, act like it. Act like it. That wasn't mean. He said, I'm not saying you can't go in, lift your hands a good time. He goes, but don't make it all about you like you haven't been there before. Act like you've been there before. And the first person he reminded me of was Barry Sanders. I'm not saying everybody has to be like Barry either. Going back to your point, act like you expected it. Act like you've been there before, and say, you know what? Yeah, we beat Oklahoma. That's great. Applaud it. Enjoy it. Don't be wrong. Enjoy it because you got to enjoy the victories too. But Coach Osborne said something. I'm not going back to the 90s. I'm just simply saying something that means a lot still to this day. Coach Osborne said this, and not only in his books, he said it on interviews. He would say, I would enjoy the victory until I got back in the locker room. When I got in the locker room, off the field, the game was over. Now, of course, as a CEO, and everybody's personality is different. I'm not saying everybody has to be like T.O. either. I'm just simply saying the mindset and the philosophy on that, I like it because it's like, you know what? I got another game to think about. And Nebraska didn't have another game to think about as well as Indiana. So going back to Indiana, Raff, I do think we should beat Indiana, man. Absolutely.
I got it down as a W also. All right. Next week, Nebraska at Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights.
We should beat the brakes off of Rutgers.
Greg Schiano.
We should beat the brakes off Rutgers.
I believe Noah Vedrill's back this year too. Yeah,
we should beat the brakes off Rutgers.
All right. We got 2 W's there. The next game. Nebraska at Purdue, the Boilermakers, Jeff Brom.
Brom always has those guys prepared to play. Whether he's got a lot of talent, whether he's got a little talent, they're always ready to play ball. That game right there to me, listen, Northwestern, Indiana, and Purdue to me are very similar. Very similar. Now, I don't know who else Purdue's got coming back. That's why I'm excited for this AFBONs to come out so I can really digest and look at what's going on, who they got coming back. But those teams, historically, when you think of the past 5 to 8 years since we've been in the Big Ten, those games for us have been games to where you just didn't know. Purdue's always been a slug match. All right? Always a slug match. Indiana actually beat us the last time, if I'm correct, that we played them. Am I correct on that?
Yep.
At home. Am I correct?
I believe so.
At home. Northwestern, we always go back and forth. Last year was kind of an anomaly. We beat them that bad. It was a welcome one, might I add. But those 3 teams are very similar in their pedigree. They're very kind of blue collar teams that'll hit you in the mouth. They tend to always have a few slot backs that are quick, or running backs that are elusive, decent serviceable quarterbacks. Purdue usually sometimes tends to have a better quarterback than all of them, at least more athletic at times. I remember Wan'Dale Robinson, a kid he grew up with, a good friend of his, played at Purdue. He was that other slot back that was really fast, real short guy. Those 3 teams have always given us problems. But with the talent, like I said, with our upgrades, I think we should beat Purdue, though. Yep, I think it's a close game, though. I do. I think it could be a close game.
I agree. Illinois at Nebraska.
Oh my gosh, if we don't blow these dudes out. I'm in Illinois right now, and listen, I was checking in my hotel tonight, and I'm always rocking my Nebraska gear. Not always, but I got it on tonight. I even had my jacket on. And the person at the front desk was flipping me crap, man. The front person at the front desk. And the last time I was here in Illinois, they were feeding me crap. I hope we absolutely destroy Illinois. Nothing personal. It's just business. We beat Illinois, especially at home. I think, bulimic, whatever his name is, Brett, he's always rubbed me the wrong way anyway. Even when he was at Wisconsin, the way he just I don't know. I think we destroy Illinois because we should have destroyed them even when we played them last year. So I'm saying we beat Illinois.
All right. Well, talking about coaches that annoy people. Minnesota and Nebraska, PJ Fleck.
Boy. Raff, tell us what your
I no, just not a fan. Not a fan.
Roll your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily.
What is it about Fleck? Is it just like his hoity-toity, the tie and sweater? Is it what is it about him? Is it something?
All I will say about PJ Fleck is just go and kind of look back on his personal history, and there'll be something that sticks out a lot. You can probably go back to an ESPN game day and watch it. And to me, I was just like, yeah, no, not my cup of tea. So
you don't think he's authentic?
I think he's something. I don't know. I don't know. Just not a fan of PJ Fleck. So I'm going to go with a win over Minnesota. I don't even care if they get beat. I will still pick Nebraska to win.
No matter what.
Preseason number 1 Minnesota Golden Gophers, doesn't matter. Nebraska for the win.
You know, these teams, and obviously, and unfortunately, there's quite a few. We know that. I really think this year has the potential to be a reckoning. I really do. I really do. And like I said, again, we're doing predictions. Obviously, I'm going back again, trust but verify. But I really think this can be a year of reckoning. Because for a lot of these teams that have beat us, man, granted, yes, they won. At the end of the day, they won. But doggone it, we sure shot our toes off on a lot of them losses, man.
Yes,
I mean, self-inflicted gunshot wounds. In baseball, they call it unforced errors. And we had a lot of unforced errors in those games. I mean, you talking about Santa Claus, man, we were Santa Claus to a lot of teams last year. You know, Harry, you can have this term. I mean, it was just, we were too gratuitous with the football. I can go on and on and on. I really think this is a year of reckoning. It has the potential to be a year of reckoning and really starting something pretty special. So I say we beat Minnesota. It's at home. I'm sick of his boat rowing and all the rest of that stuff. So yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm tired of it, man. So I got Nebraska.
All right, we go to the next game. Nebraska at Michigan at Ann Arbor Stadium.
This is a tough game. Michigan, obviously, they lose their talented defense.
House.
Oh, yeah, you go to the big house. But you know what? You look at historically, we have played good in the big house. You know what I'm saying? We have historically played good in the big house. And I know when people say Michigan, they're like, oh, Michigan, the big house. You look at the past games we've played Michigan, they have been nail biters. We have fought and clawed against Michigan in those games there. All right. Fought and clawed does not equate wins all the time, though. All right. But again, I think we get out of our own way. I really do. I think that's part of one of our toughest games on there. Gosh, this is a hard one to call. And see, I'm going to go with I always go with my heart rather than logic. At times, that's why I hate these.
Do it, AD.
I hate these.
I already wrote down our predictions for what I thought both of us would predict the season to be. So right now we're doing really well. So make that prediction, AD. Do it. Do it for me. Do it.
I'm gonna shock some people here, man.
Don't let me down, AD.
I'm even call out a score. I say Nebraska 28, Michigan 24.
That's my guy. Thanks, AD. I predicted a win also.
I'm just going with my heart, man. I'm just going with my heart.
I love it. I love it. I told Harrison when this all started what I thought both of our predictions would turn out being. So, all right, let's go to the next game. We have got Wisconsin at Nebraska. Wisconsin, Nebraska. In Lincoln.
Chief, Wisconsin is not as talented as they've been in the past couple years. They threw one of the running backs off, one of their most talented running backs off the team last year. I'm not sure what. I mean, there was a lot of things flaring around there. You never, like you said, never know what to believe with that. With the rumors. But he's no longer on the team, and that's a fact. How they have replenished, I don't know. I don't even know who Wisconsin's quarterback is going to be this year. If whether it's the same guy they had last year or not. I think they're in a state of rebuilding right now. But we all know you got to tip your hat to Coach Chris. They reload quite well. They rebuild quite well. I'm not even saying rebuild. They know what their system is, and it's plug and play. With that being said, it is at home. And I think that's another axe we have to grind.
Give it to me, AD. Give it to me.
I'm going Nebraska, man.
That a boy. And with that, we've got to take a break.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not answering the Iowa one.
And we come back, you will answer that one because we have
I think I'm having some mechanical difficulties on my phone. I think something's happened to my computer.
All right, we're going to break. We'll be right back with AD's final prediction.
This is Dan. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Hey guys, it's Jake Sorensen. Meat is the absolute best Father's Day gift ever. And here's a little gift giving wisdom from Omaha Steaks. Dads do indeed want steaks. And with Father's Day around the corner, there is not a better gift than Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com and type Jake in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package. For just $99, this limited time package includes 16 mouth-watering entrees he's guaranteed to love, like smoky, tender bacon wrapped filet mignons, gourmet jumbo franks, and their air-chilled boneless chicken breast. And for a sweet finish, delicious caramel apple tartlets. As a special gift to my listeners, when you type Jake in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package, you'll also get 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com and type Jake into the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package. You'll get 16 entrees and 4 desserts plus 8 free Omaha Steaks burgers. That's omahasteaks.com. Keyword Jake.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you. With 4 Lincoln locations, take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, but you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue-at-home store, Lincoln's new premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneers in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Now back to Riffin with Raff and AD on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back. The quickest 2 hours of the week. Riffin with Raff and AD. AD remote in Springfield, Illinois. I am
Land
in
of Lincoln,
Nebraska. AD, we are to the final game of the season. You said you would not predict it. You said you would not predict the final game of the season. Iowa.
Can't see you.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder there. You can't predict it, but I'm gonna do it for you, because I'm that kind of guy and I'm a team player. And our predictions have got to, at the very beginning of this, I looked over at Harrison and I said, Harrison, me and AD we are going to predict the same exact results for the season. And mind you, we've been talking about how We're not drinking the Kool-Aid at all. We want to see it on the field. That's the key to all this. These are predictions. But I knew when we started making these predictions, I wrote down at the bottom of the paper, Harrison can even vouch for me and say, I wrote down 12-0. Before we even started, that's what I wrote down, 12-0. Because I knew we'd predict exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
And because like we were talking again at break, every single game Nebraska plays this year, they can win.
Yeah, they can. They that is both a good thing and a huge responsibility. I'm not going to say it's never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. What I am saying is the expectations are so high for this team. When you look at the X's and O's of this Nebraska football team, now granted, when people base things off of last year, you can't in some ways. Now I'm going to play pros and cons. The pros of basing it off of basing off things last year is this. Yes, last year they have a bad taste in their mouth. They lost one more 1.1 score games than anybody else in the country. All those things are good, but still lost. Bottom line, there should be a very bad taste in their mouth, which I think it is for a reckoning. Okay. Now the cons of that is this. Also the pros of this is this. We have a different quarterback. We have a whole different system. We have a whole our identity, which, by the way, we have to establish one. Because Nebraska football right now, from an offensive perspective, does not have an identity. We need to establish an identity on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, man, those dudes were some dogs out there, man. They got some things done. Now you added some guys who have won at other places and who were some of the premier picks as far as the transfer portal goes. To me, this is strictly a crazy upside. Okay, I really think this year's team has potential, but again, a Ferrari sitting in the garage has potential too. If you don't take it out the garage, or if you don't stretch it down the road, potential doesn't mean squat. Exactly. So when I say potential, I say that with an air of I say that with some caution too. Potential does not equal wins. Okay. However, this team, in my opinion, is probably one of the most talented. Not probably, it is the most talented that Scott has had, Coach Frost has had here since he's been here. There's no reason why this team should not be successful, man. There's no reason. No reason. Not with all the dogs we got there right now. Not with all the talent that's filled up in there. I mean, think about this, y'all. This is just being straight up talk, man. We hit the jackpot as far as transfer portals go. I mean, we landed some dogs. Yep. We landed some dogs on both sides.
Now we need to take those dogs and not feed them for about 3 months.
Yes.
And they come out against Northwestern and they are starving. And they're ready to
man.
Because I mean, that's another thing too. The NIL thing. These players think they're making decent money now with NIL. You start patching together some wins.
Oh.
And it gets crazy. I mean, we were talking about the 90s. We do that a lot right now. No, but how crazy was it in the 90s?
It was obscene.
It was nuts. It was crazy. These players, these fans, most of the fans now, they never experienced what we saw in the 90s. But if we patch together some wins, we win 8 or 9 in a row or something crazy like that. You think those NIL deals are good now? You have seen nothing. Nebraska fans love football. They've proven it.
We do. Raff, you think about, like you mentioned, when I even say it could be bigger than the 90s. And what I mean by that is this. When you've had something and it's gone, and it's been gone for a while, your appreciation for it goes out the roof. Because now you know what it feels like not to have it. Folks during the 90s, they never knew a losing season. Think about this. The last losing season they've known since was Bill Jennings in 1960 or something like that. 61. So the folks who were, longtime fans of the 90s, they never knew what really losing season was. Yeah. Unless they're like in their 90s right now or 80s, Yep. So for the most part, folks that anybody that's 35 and older, 35 and 50, we're going to appreciate a lot more in that range, that 35 to 60 range, because we know how it feels now not to have it. Okay. Those kids that are 30 and younger, that generation, those students, those professionals, those boosters, et cetera, that are just kind of getting into it, even those who are really 40 years old, really are still kind of young to remember when Nebraska was relevant, if you would. I mean, they were kids. Imagine if Nebraska just goes bonkers this year. It is a flood. It is a tsunami of support, of finances, of just chaos. It'll be nuts, man. It'll be nuts.
I totally agree. Well, AD, sir, we have made it to the end of another Riffin with Raff and AD. And once again, it was definitely the quickest 2 hours in sports. AD,
good.
Have a safe rest of your trip. You back tomorrow night?
I'm back tomorrow night. I speak for the Illinois Bankers Association tomorrow. I'm looking forward to them. I'll be hearing all about the Illini tomorrow. I assure you that. I'm going to hold my peace. I won't say much, but it's been a great time as usual, fans. It's been a great time.
All right. Well, we will let you go. And thanks again for joining us. And we will see you all again next week.
Be safe out there.
Bam.